Hey, Inspired Tribe, how's it going? Welcome to the Inspired live stream here on the Inspired channel. We're having some technical difficulties. Had to switch over to a different camera. So it's not me, it's the image that's not as sharp. So welcome. We're healthy, we're wealthy, we're whole, and we're free, Inspired Tribe. We're so excited that you're here. Thank you for joining us. It is February 8th, 2021, if you can't believe it. We're almost mid-month again in February, and it's been quite a journey so far this year. I wanted to thank you all for your comments, for your emails, for all of your input. We had a very interesting topic last week. We talked about the matrix and how to enter and exit the matrix, and we received a lot of comments and messages and emails. So today's going to kind of build a little bit on that, and we're going to go a little deeper, and most importantly, we're going to explore what you can do right now to make things better, to make things more purposeful, to kind of take the wheel and be the captain of your own ship. And this is really, really highly important. Now, let me welcome those who are new here. I want to welcome all that have joined the tribe in the past weeks. We have some amazing new members. Thank you all for tuning in. I see here Eclectic Awakening, Black Skies here again.
Emma, Illy, Tony.
Yeah, that's the original Tribesters. We have Sandra from Finland again tuning in. Please, Illy is here. Yeah, Tony's here. Please do us a favor. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Simply put your country, maybe your name if you want to, and hit the like button, the thumbs up button, which is going to make life a little easier for us here at YouTube. But last week was an amazing feedback from all of you, a lot of emails, a lot of input. And we know we're kind of pushing a new dimension open here. We're stepping into a new dimension. We're exploring topics from a different angle, but we feel this is an important time to do that. Now, today, what are you saying? She's raising
Western Australia. I love it. It's 4 a.m. there.
Hey, Perth. Hey, Florida. Hey, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. So, we are today's topic was. If you won't do it, they will. And what does that mean? So we're going to have to, as always, peel the onion and move into what the real essence of this topic is. And basically, I have a saying that I love to use, and it is, if you don't run your mind, someone else will. And while this sounds like a really good catchphrase and it gets a lot of likes on social media, it's way more than that. The truth of the matter is that most people, still the majority of people, are not in control of how they make decisions. They're not in control of the real driver. And I want to ask the tribe here, I want to ask everyone a question. What do you think at this moment in time? So February 8th, 2021, what do you believe the most valuable commodity on planet Earth is right now? Please put your answer in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think, what the most valuable commodity today is in the year 2021. Yeah, I'm #waiting.
Oh, there you go. Freedom, alignment, love, freedom.
So, beautiful. Rose says your brainwaves. Beautiful, love, freedom, alignment. Some good answers. Keep them coming.
Consciousness.
Good one. Good. So freedom is a very valuable commodity. And we agree, all of the above. Alignment, freedom, love, consciousness, everything. And that's really everything that you guys wrote is in the answer that we're going to present. It's interesting. Our likes are going down. How does that work? While I'm watching this is funny. But so the most valuable commodity in this world today is that most people are fighting over is your mind. So the mind being the computer that kind of runs your day-to-day operations, that runs your decisions, that runs your motivation, that runs your motives. And that is the most valuable commodity out there today. I'm not saying the most valuable commodity for you in your life. I agree with you. It's love, it's consciousness. But what the world, what the outside world, what the noisemakers are after is your mind. That's the single most important thing, because this is what's going to drive your decisions. And this is where we get to the topic. If you are not running your mind, someone else is running your mind. If you are not making your decisions, someone else will make the decisions for you. You won't know it. You will still believe you're making the decisions. And that is part of this big game that's being played around the planet all the time. But what does that mean in our daily lives? What does that mean for us? It is literally about questioning every little thing, every little habit, every little thing that you do throughout your day, 24 hours. And we understand this is not a way to live, and it isn't a way to live. It is a way to become aware. It isn't a way to live, because once you become aware, you change, you shift, you become more conscious. But this is where we're at, and I will draw a quick picture of why this is so important and what will happen if you are not the one running your mind, because this is a given what we have been observing, given what we have been studying for so many years and decades now, and given what's projected into the future. And this projection is easy to see. It's out there. It's being projected. If we don't begin, and I'm talking about a critical mass, and I believe we're there. I've told this many times. I believe we're at that percentage of critical mass. But it doesn't mean that we are. It's okay to just say, you know what? I'm not going to really pay attention to anything outside of me. This is not enough at this moment in time. We need to become sharper. We need to understand ourselves better, and we need to realize where our attention, where our focus goes. And the quickest, most effective, most efficient way to realize what you really want is to first understand what you absolutely don't want. And you can attack me for that. I'll just tell you this from experience. I have never, ever seen greater shifts than in people who have experienced what they don't want, what they don't desire. And let me tell you one thing too, and this is really important to us, to Kristin and I especially, because people view us and our work in the spiritual community, in a self-improvement community. Some people call this the law of attraction community. We don't use that term as a community, but it doesn't matter. So if you have not allowed yourself to experience pain, if you have not allowed yourself to experience sadness, if you have not allowed yourself to become mad when the time was there to be mad, if you haven't allowed yourself to experience those emotions and to allow yourself to see what they are about, what they bring about, what they uncover within you, you haven't lived a full life yet. If you believe that pushing off not experience life, but if you linger in those emotions, if this is what you become addicted to, if you believe that pain is a constant, if you believe that sadness is a constant, if you believe that anger is a constant, you are not living life either. But this is about authenticity. If you have never felt real pain, you don't know what real joy is. You simply cannot know. It is our physical experience that leads us to contrast. That contrast leads us to clarity. That clarity leads us to greatness and enlightenment. This is a process. I've never seen anything that works as effectively. This is why people don't begin to change. People don't begin to really shift. They don't begin to become great until stuff is crappy, until their life is crappy enough that they take action, that they take charge, that they do something. It isn't until that point that most people make a shift. There are some, but the vast majority of people need to experience real shittiness before they're willing to experience real greatness and create the shifts that it requires. And this is where we're diving into what we said earlier. If you are not beginning, and this is just the brand of coffee that you're drinking, why are you using the toothbrush that you're using? Why are you watching the shows that you're watching? Why are you watching the movies that you're watching? Why are you believing what you're believing politically? Why are you subscribing to this or that religion, all of those things. I'm not judging what your choices are. What I'm saying is, unless you begin to question the motive, your own motive for subscribing or believing something, you are being run and you don't know it, because your mind is the most sought after commodity on this planet. Why? Because if someone can influence your decisions, they can make you do things that benefit them. It's as easy as pie. Every sales call is just that. When you walk into a store and there's a saleswoman or a salesman and they tell you something about the new car, the new phone, the new clothing, whatever it is, that's what they're doing. Their intention is to take control of your decision-making process. And if you end up walking out of a store with something that you didn't intend to buy, and when you look at that product, you're not really excited about it, it didn't come from an authentic place of desire, you have been decided. You have not made a decision. You have been decided. Your mind has been taken over and you have been decided. And this is a constant process in our lives. And this is what leads to a lethargic, depressed state in people, because they realize that they're not really running their lives, but they don't really see it. They don't really feel it. This is what we talked about being the Matrix just a couple days ago. This is building on that topic. So if you're just tuning in, go to the live stream from last Thursday, and dive into the topic of how to leave the Matrix, because this is where we're in. And why is this so important? Okay, I'm going to give you the path. There is a path, because your mind is the most important commodity, and you can look at this from a very commercial standpoint. You can only continue to sell product, especially product that isn't really needed. If you're selling products that the world doesn't really need, then you have to convince people that they really do need it, although they don't. So you keep telling them stuff, keep convincing them. If you can control their mind, you control their behavior, and you are going to influence them to act in ways to benefit you. So this group of people that is basically doing it, it's a small group that is sending out the signals, and then there's a large group that is taking advantage of those signals. But where this is leading is turning humans into hybrids that are basically hooked up to an artificial intelligence system, that are not able to realize that they're not thinking for themselves anymore, that they won't even be able to realize that it's not their own thoughts that are being injected into their brains. And now we have advanced psychology doing that. We have some sort of technology, of course, doing that. We have media doing that. We have entertainment doing that. But so far, for the vast majority of people, it is not technology invasive yet. We're not at the point yet where we're being literally hooked up to artificial intelligence, literally connected to the internet directly with our brains. This has not happened yet on a mass scale, but this is the plan, because this is the last step. This is the irreversible step. So far, it's psychology, you can break that. So far, it's programming, you can change that. So far, it's beliefs, you can shift that. But once this last step is implemented, there will be no return from that. There will be no reversal from that. Once you're hooked up, once this technology is in your body, there's no way of controlling it anymore. This is where this path is going. And this has been laid out. This has been in the works. It's called transhumanism. There's different terms for that. This is a very well thought out plan, and you can see it playing out everywhere. Artificial intelligence is taking over our lives. Smart technologies are taking over our lives. It's everywhere. It's in our fridge, it's in our TV, it's in our stove, it's in our microwaves, it's in our phones, it's in our computers. It's everywhere. But, and here's the important part, this doesn't have to go that far. It doesn't have to happen that way. This is just one future potential, but this future potential can only happen if consciousness remains dormant. And I'm talking about consciousness on a critical level. Now we are so far advanced that I believe we have reached a point of no return, but here's what is important now. You have to become sharper. You have to become clearer. You have to become more aligned. You have to vibrate at a higher rate. It has to become the biggest priority in your life. Because whenever one side of the coin is at its brightest, the other side is at its brightest too. So we're always seeing that this polarity is competing at a higher and higher and higher level. So the more sophisticated we become, the more conscious we become, the more aware we become, the more sophisticated this other side becomes too. It is just that way. It is a game. And we need to understand that if we go through our days and we observe where our beliefs come from, where our intentions come from, and our motives come from, that we can change that. And it is so important to begin realizing that we are the real creators of our own reality, but we only are that when we become conscious about it. Otherwise, we don't really consciously create. We just go along with the next or the next or the next thing. And there's a lot of shiny stuff out there, a lot of shiny people out there, a lot of people that promise a wonderful future, promise a wonderful, wonderful things. But once you look a little deeper, they all steer towards that same direction. And this is why it is so important for you to become the conscious creator of your own reality. If you believe that none of this has any, legitimacy, if you believe this is all just conspiracy stuff, go ahead, log off. It's your choice. But what we're telling you is you can only change what you are aware of. In our work every single day, in now decades of experience, Kristin has been working with people one-on-one for a very long time now. You cannot change what you're not aware of. That is her whole work. Her whole work is to make people aware of the things, help them see it, and then shift it. It has been her work. She's been extremely successful at it. I can't say that. I am biased, but I'm not. I say she's the gold standard when it comes to coaching. She's the gold standard. Never seen anyone who's better, who's more natural, more authentic, because this is what she was meant to do. It's her purpose, and she lives it. She fulfills it. That's just her. And this is the most important thing. People come and describe one challenge and problem or one area that they would like to shift. What she does is show them all the other areas that need shifting too. She makes them aware. And when that shifts, their whole life begins to shift, begins to improve. This is what this is about. So if you look at your day, and you take control of certain portions of your day, you take charge, you make new decisions, you realize that you want to be more conscious about why you make decisions, why you drink that beverage, why you drink alcohol, why you watch that, why you read that, why you do that, why you believe that, why you think that. Otherwise, when you begin to take charge of certain portions, you make a shift. What about the other stuff? What about the other 5, 6, 7, 8 hours? You are still being run. A program is still being run on you. Look at your use of social media. Look at are you completely unconsciously scrolling through that feed? Are you allowing yourself to be manipulated? Are you allowing yourself to be triggered? Are you allowing yourself to be run? There's never been a more important time to become conscious about all those things and to take your attention, your control back to you, to become the conscious creator of that again. Now, I won't lie to you. This is a painfully honest process because some of the things we become aware of, a third into our lives. And we say, I've never realized I believe this or do this because I was programmed to do so. And we are revolving around that topic because we believe that by you making those shifts, by you becoming aware and conscious about it, you will open the door to a potential within you that you couldn't even fathom was there. We're not saying potential in terms of, hey, if it takes you an hour to climb that mountain, you will be able to do it in 57 minutes. We're talking about potential to levitate up that mountain. That kind of potential we believe is within all of us, and it's within you. But if you continue to let your mind be run by beliefs, by norms, by standards that other people have set, if you allow yourself to keep believing things that other people have told you and you've never questioned it, Now, I'm not saying stop believing it. I'm saying stop. I'm saying start questioning it. If you question it, if you run a test on it, if you take the temperature of your beliefs, if you feel through them, feel your way through them, and if you come to the conclusion that this is an authentic, beautiful, honest, valid belief in your life, by all means, chances are you're holding some of those beliefs that are holding you back every single day. We observe that. It's not circumstances that hold people back. It's not other people that hold people back. It's not even politics or taxes or legislation that holds people back. It's your mind. It's what you believe that is holding you back. It is what you believe that is holding you back. We see this. We see this in our dear friends that have amazing talents, amazing capabilities. We know they could be, serving a higher purpose. We know they could be serving others. We know they could fulfill their purpose in a beautiful way, and everyone would benefit. But the only thing that's holding them back is their fear, their doubt, their belief that they are not capable of doing it. And every time you give in to something like that, this is not your authentic guidance. This is programming that you have received. Because every single child that is born, every baby that's born, and the vast majority throughout history were born healthy. It will start to crawl at a certain point, and it will start to walk at a certain point. Although from that moment when it's born, when its movements are super limited, there's only a few months to the moment where it starts walking, which is one of the most sophisticated set of muscle movements that the body can do. It's actually pretty unique in nature, the way we walk, in our point of balance. All of the physics of our body and how we walk is actually really, really fascinating. So how can a baby get to that point? Because it does not doubt. It follows its bliss. The toddler follows the bliss. How can I get there faster? How can I reach up higher? How can I discover this? By walking, by crawling, by taking the next step. And as we grow up and as we get older, we subscribe to beliefs. We've talked about this at length, and we will talk about it. But here's the crucial point of today's live stream. It is a time where we need to reflect, all of us, and look at our actions, look at our mind. Is it a program that's running me? And if you are able, which we believe you are, to transform those programs, to change those beliefs, to step into your true authentic power, that path of taking control of humanity and our minds is over. It's not working. It's the only thing. A dormant mind, a dormant consciousness is the only thing that can make that happen, because make no mistake, this is a very, very highly sophisticated idea that's been pushed out on humanity. But nothing is as intelligent, as wise, and as sophisticated as a true, authentic human being connected to his or her source. Nothing is as powerful as that. And this is what all of this is about. For you to realize that, to return to that power, to believe it, and to truly connect to your authentic divine source. This is where all the magical stuff happens. Let me run through the comments a little bit. Get off the soapbox for a moment here. Silver King has tuned in, says, thanks, brother. Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Let me see. Illy loves a plaid. Thank you. Thank you. It's a country dude in me. I see a lot of beautiful emojis. I see a lot of kind of agreement. So the reason why we've been so proactive on these subjects is because the broader our audience becomes, and the bigger spectrum we get to observe in all of this, we can see some of the patterns that run deep. We can also see some of the some of the beliefs and patterns that have been transformed in big groups, things that we have observed 5 years ago are not present anymore. A lot of resistance that was within people 5 years ago is not there anymore. So there's wonderful big improvement happening, but we can also see some deep patterns. And one of these things is a cognitive dissonance, I call this. Becoming aware of a fact in your reality, and then not shifting, not changing, and not just ignoring, but pretending the fact is different than it is. And this is where this is where almost a delusional law of attraction belief comes into play. That, for example, I'll tell you one thing. It's been established over decades now that most of our tap water sources are fluoridated, amongst other chemicals, but fluoride, which is a very, very dangerous chemical for our brains, for our whole system. And once you become aware of the fact that your tap water is fluoridated, once you become aware of what that does to your system, you have two choices. You can keep going and live with the consequences, because I can tell you, you know that there is harmful stuff in your water and you continue to drink it. That's cognitive dissonance. That is a self-destructive behavior. It's doing something that you know that's going to harm you and ignoring it. And this is something that doesn't just harm your body, it harms your spirit. Because when you do something that you know is harmful for you, you harm your spirit because you're engaging in a self-destructive behavior. And so this is the big picture stuff. This is where you make a new turn, you make a new choice. Have I gone deep enough? Have I explored deep enough? Is there more for me to see? Can I learn more about myself, about my decision-making processes, about who I truly am and what I truly desire? This is where this is leading. This is the inspiration we want to give you. Because I can tell you one more time, if you don't run your mind, someone else will. And it won't take them a year or 10 to step in. They will step in the second that you become unconscious of something. The second that you don't make a decision about something, someone else will make that decision for you. Even if you remove yourself from society today, even if you go out into the wilderness, the programming has already happened. It's already there. You have already been programmed. Now it's about shifting. Now it's about creating those conscious new paths, making new connections in your brain. This is why scientists like Greg Braden or Joe Dispenza, or people like Wim Hof, or people like Tony Robbins, or people like Dr. Bruce Lipton or Dr. Buttar have come to the surface, have come to the forefront, because they're literally telling you the science. They're giving you the scientific facts. So even those who are very scientific minded can see that this is not just spiritual woo-hoo talk. This is real. These are real biochemical connections. But, and this is the big turnaround, if you make that choice, your potential is unlimited, truly unlimited. If you really set yourself free, one of the biggest turnarounds for us was implementing daily meditation. One of the biggest turnarounds in our lives. We had meditated, but not daily, not at a certain point, we would meditate twice a day, maybe 2-3 hours a day. But we meditate daily. And what is it about? What is that meditation about? Well, number one, it's about connecting with Source, connecting with God. That's the most beautiful, most important thing. Because you can either have a human mind run your life, or you can have a God mind run your life. I prefer the God mind. Am I connected all the time? No. Am I successful at all the time? No. Am I getting better? Yes. Is it improving? Yes, every day. So there you have it. That's the number one factor why I meditate, because it allows me to connect deeper to my source, to my creator. The number two reason why we meditate daily is because we experience an instant shift. We experience an instant raising of vibration. And because we have become accustomed to it, we can produce it faster. We can go deeper. We can create new things. The more you do it, the better you become. That's kind of logical. But then meditation isn't about going and manifesting the next car, and isn't about this. Kind of becomes a byproduct. What meditation really becomes about is to connecting so deeply to your source that you realize that you are connected to everything that you desire anyways. And then it flows into your experience rather than you trying to attract it so hard or you trying to pull it in so hard. It flows into your experience. It begins flowing when you don't expect it, and it begins flowing in ways that you haven't even anticipated, and it requires no effort, and you kind of feel guilty at first because you're like, so I've been putting all this work in all my life, working so hard. Now I've let go. Now I'm meditating. Now I'm chilling. Now I'm following my bliss. All of a sudden, things just keep flowing to me. And this is kind of where the magic begins to happen. This is when you begin to run your own mind, run your own life, or rather co-run it with your creator, co-run it with the source. This is where the power comes from. And once again, we're not just saying this, we're not just landing here. So we give you a little bit of a feel-good buzz, and you can go out of this and for a while you'll be on that cloud and you'll remember how good it feels that you're a powerful creator, and then you just go about your day. This is really a little bit of a kick in the butt. That we give ourselves from time to time, we give each other from time to time, and we give you all from time to time. Those who've been through all of our 3 courses know that there's one in those 3 courses, I won't say which, that is a real kick-ass course. It's almost the complete opposite of the other 2, but it's a real kick-ass course because at some point in your life, you either get to work, and we're not talking about work, but get to the juicy details of your life and to the big changes, or you don't. And that's fine too, but then nothing will change. Because if you want your personal reality to change, your personality needs to change first. If you want an amazing life, you need to become amazing. You need to believe that you are amazing. If you want extraordinary, you need to believe that you are extraordinary and become that. And this doesn't work when someone else runs your mind, because everybody else who wants to run your mind, they don't want you to believe that you're amazing. They don't want you to believe that it's all within you. They don't want you to believe that you have it all. They want you to believe that you're small and powerless, that you need them, their wisdom, their guidance, their product, their rules, their whatever, to succeed, to amount to something. And this is the real kicking ass here. It's about you and deciding to take charge, to examine your life, examine your decisions, examine your choices, examine your habits, examine your actions. This is work. I'm not going to lie to you. This is work. And at some point, it's going to get painful. And at some point, you're going to be sad. And at some point, you're going to be angry.
Tears.
And there will be tears. But then you will literally push the door open to greatness. And it happens, and it happens faster now than it did 10 years ago. You have the accelerated energy and vibration of the planet on your side. You have the universe on your side. Everything, you have tailwind. You have real tailwind. Everything's going your way, but you have to do it. You have to do it. And it starts here and here. And this is where the shifts happen. So what's it going to be? Because you remember, you cannot change what you're not aware of. You cannot change what you're not aware of. So become aware. So let me see.
Angel is saying, ugly crying is welcome here.
Oh, absolutely. Ugly crying is welcome. And we do it. Let me see. I did the color shift this morning during my silent meditation. One of Kristin's most powerful processes. This is actually what she teaches. One of the many things she teaches in the courses that we do is a very, very powerful color process. It's and she's literally been kicking everyone's butt to do it, because she says nothing makes you shift faster and makes it last longer than this process. So there are many of those processes. All of them are simple but highly effective that we do teach. So if you are inspired to join us for a course, a live course that we do, Check out our website, inspiredchannel.net, or send us an email to 365inspiredliving@gmail.com. This is powerful stuff, and we kind of don't do the BS things, and we don't sugarcoat stuff, as you can tell. We're very straightforward because we believe that's the shortest path to go to distance, is to be honest, to be open, to be thoughtful, to be warm, and a lot of it is, but sometimes it's also complete and open honesty, and all of these paths are valid. So tribe, by the way, thank you. We're every now and then we're getting these notifications on our PayPal for people who are sending a contribution. Thank you very much for doing that, or people who are using the super chat here and contributing to our work. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Actually, I think I don't know if he's here, Ice, but I think he contributed like 2 or 3 times in the past weeks. And just so you know, if you rewatch this, we went to the best bakery in Tennessee, and we enjoyed a croissant and some good pastries on you. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for proverbially buying us coffee. And also thank you for shopping at our Inspired merch store. Christine always loves looking at the orders and says, "Oh, I've never thought about ordering this and that color." And so thank you for doing that, for being a spreader of the message by wearing it on your
and sending us pics
and sending us pictures. Yeah, by I always imagine, there are we firmly believe that times are coming where we will all be traveling and be walking through airports more frequently again. And I always imagine that there will be someone with an inspired hoodie meeting someone else with a high vibes only t-shirt, and then someone else will chime in with one of the other beautiful designs. So love wins, #love wins is one of my favorites. Check out the Inspired merch store. All the links are in the description. And last but not least, someone asked us, actually a bunch of people asked us after the last live stream with the Matrix, with how to leave the Matrix, what are some of the books or videos to dive in deeper? And we have been saying this for years and years and years, and we'll continue to do that. The best series of books to understand the true nature of life, our reality, our purpose, who we really are, is the Ringing Cedar books. By far the most wonderful 10, 11 books, which we keep rereading and rereading and rereading. The Ringing Cedars, and you will find the link in the description. If you want to give yourself the best gift of your life, and you want to do it right now, you don't want to wait till later, order those books today. Start with the first one. You can order the whole set. Literally the most life-changing, most amazing books ever written in our view. Inspired Tribe, thank you for joining us. We'll be here again on Wednesday, 2 p.m. Central Standard. Also, yes?
practice clients.
Oh, practice clients. Our inspired aspiring coaches who are in the Inspired Coaching Academy, which we're also doing this year, which is exciting. They're always looking for practice clients to practice their processes that they're learning. So if you feel like you want to be a practice client,
just write us an email and we will forward it.
There you go. Thank you. Thank you. So we're gonna put in some more work for all of you. So send us an email or connect here in the live chat or connect on Facebook. There's a group of aspiring coaches that we're teaching this year that are looking for practice clients. And if you want to be a practice client and get to benefit from a process while they are practicing, you can just raise your hand virtually. All right, tribe, we'll see you Wednesday, 2 p.m. Central Standard. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hitting the like button. Thanks for contributing. Thanks for your beautiful words, your comments, your participation, your contributions, your purchases, your love, your inspiration. We love you. See you soon.